Hello, everyone. Hope everybody's doing well, and that everybody's safe over this Easter long weekend, um, or whatever you happen to be doing. Um, I just I wanted to talk today. So you're just going to hear a voiceover. Um, it's something that I've been wanting to talk about for a little bit of a long time, but I never knew. I wanted to find the right way of doing so. Anyway, firstly, the first thing is about judgment in facing the reborn community. This has been spoken about many times, but I feel as a reborn collector, or as a reborn mom, um, I never thought I'd be more susceptible to it, but I actually am. And it's something that I thought that wouldn't upset me, but I have to admit that I had almost a situation and it did upset me. But I found a way of getting over it really quickly. Um, I don't know about in America. I think it's becoming more mainstream in America and in the UK. But here in South Africa, there's not as many known reborn moms, and the reborn community isn't as mainstream. Um, but needless to say, even in the States where it started, I almost see this, that we've got this huge, massive reborn community, and it's massive, it's growing, but it's almost like an underground because even though we know that it's there, it's not. There's still something that prevents it becoming completely mainstream and out in the open, and that is judgment. Um, It is a new age coping mechanism to have a reborn doll, whether it's for anxiety, miscarriage, or any sort of comfort. And people are different, and they don't always understand these things. And it can be difficult because you're absolutely loving your babies or you'd like a reborn doll. But what's stopping you is the judgment from others. Um, you know what? It comes with the territory, no matter what you do. Um, it's everybody's different, and they're not always going to be open to understanding um, that you can collect dolls and you can love them and you can dress them and change them and cuddle them and walk them if that's what you want. Um, Despite the stigma of the superego that's been created um, with horror films, with stuffed dolls all over the rooms, and with people that are so called crazy having dolls, which they're not. Um, if it makes anybody feel better, there are lots of celebrities that collect dolls. Um, and, each to their own. If you are not harming anybody and you are fulfilling your adult responsibilities, there's no reason why you can't collect and have anything you want to do. And I fully believe that. And there's always been an inner child in me. I'm not going to lie. Um, I've always been a very creative person, and I'm a librarian, and my best section is the kids section. And I go down the toy aisle in the supermarkets, And sometimes if I'm at the mall, I go and look at the toys of things that I would have liked as a child, and I enjoy it. And I believe that that's a side that I want to keep alive, because that's the creative side of me, and that's the pure side of me. I feel that a lot of us are too scared to look after that side of ourselves because of everybody else's own bitterness and ways of living and notions that they grew up with. And I think that that's unfortunately the way human beings are. And we are not entitled to have everybody like what we're doing. Unfortunately, everybody in their heads is entitled to judge. What they're not entitled to do is insult on face value when they don't know about a subject. But people in their heads, unfortunately or fortunately, will judge a situation based on whether they think it's normal or not, according to their upbringing, their values, and what they've experienced. I believe that reborn dolls are a way to cope with the stresses of adult life. Personally, I can't wait to get home from work, to look at my dolls, to change my dolls, to just see them lying in their crib. It comforts me, it makes me feel good, and it also has connected me with other people that feel the same way. I also found that the majority of my friends and family and people around me are actually very supportive and fascinated with the dolls. And that's good. But, I have had some wary people. And I can understand. It's not pleasant. You wish everybody would like everything you do, but I understand, because I'm going to say it right now, I was one of them. When I was in lockdown in 2020, I was watching YouTube like everybody else. I mean, we've got to find something to do after like 6 months. And basically, I came across a channel that was doing reborn box packings, and I'm like, what is this? And I saw these dolls. Admittedly, I was creeped out. I was like, what the hell is this? Why are people collecting dolls like this? Why? This is weird. This is creepy. But I carried on watching it. The more I carried on watching, the more I found it relaxed me. And I was thinking, what a nice thing to have. What a nice hobby. Then I watched more and more of them over the years, from 2020. And the more comfortable I got with them. The more comfortable I got with them, the more box packings I watched, the more I wanted one. I started to research about it, and I got more involved. And by last year, August, I got my first one. My mother was very, very, she was not exactly comfortable with it, but she tried to get used to it for me. And she still continues to. And she's slowly becoming to see the dolls normally now. And it just it doesn't need to be something that should be difficult. And you should just allow yourself to be. And we have to allow ourselves to be, because the most incredible artists, the most incredibly world-changing people did weird things, and they took the guts to actually do something and make it fashionable that was out of the ordinary. You know, whether it's, you know, collecting ants, whether it's um, even cross-dressing. I mean, to actually do things that we consider out of the norm and come out and just make something so mainstream, it takes a lot of guts. And I think that you know, we should do that and keep doing it. And we need to start reaching out more to people to explain what these dolls are, the art form that they are, and allow people to um, feel the way they feel in a safe context. So that includes, and I know there have been documentaries, but I believe that they should bring Reborn Doll and doll comfort into a psychological study as well. My psychologist was all for the doll. He knew I wasn't psychotic. He thought it was a great hobby, and he says, if it comforts you, do it. I'm going to be starting to make my own clay babies, which are little babies. It's allowed, the interest has now actually reawakened my art side, which was completely closed. And that just shows you that there's always a silver lining behind everything. So I do hope that whoever's feeling the same way as I do at times, they come to the conclusion. And when I was judged at work, it wasn't an out. I was judged at work because I actually had to bring the doll through to work to get to my mom for the long weekend. The person just said, oh, you know, he just looks too real. It just creeps me out. And I was upset because of his body language and whatever. And I didn't want to be upset. But then I thought to myself, he has a right to feel the way he does. He's not used to it. It's something new. And you know what? He didn't insult me. He told me the truth because I asked him. And I even made a joke with him and I said, you're getting creeped from a reborn doll. Let me just recommend the Taxidermy Club on Facebook. That is something that I will never ever support and never do, and that's my own opinion. So we laughed about it, and I just kind of shrugged it off, saying, you know what, you have a right to your opinions, and that's, you know, that's that. And then we carried on and everything was fine. So we need to find survival mechanisms to do these things, because judgment is something that's going to be within all of us. It's never ever going to go completely away. But I believe that as long as we are pure within ourselves, and that we love what we collect, and we know that our dolls are dolls, and if we want to dress them, if we want to take them for a walk, if we want to show them off, we should be able to do that, and do that in a comfortable space. And I just think that we need, you know, if you want to take your doll out, and I still have to actually do that, that's my next challenge, which is why I'm talking about it, because talking like this actually helps me. Just surround yourself with a white light, put your baby in your carrier, hold your head high, and off you go. So yeah, that's what I have to say for now. And I'm hoping to make more friends in the reborn community. Thank you. Anyway, bye bye.